body maker, please come on to the dais. These are the parrots, sir. Please come on to the dais.
ఫోటో వీడియో తీసుకుంటానా
Good evening to one and all. Yes, come fast.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for everyone for giving this opportunity to express my gratitude in the form of feedback. Actually, I don't know that this event connects every year. By late, I came to know about this. By seeing this opportunity that the central government is conducting to encourage the youth is very appreciable. So I am appreciating the government, and youth have to take this as an opportunity to improve their skills. So must and use all the youth should use this opportunity to visit the parliament and gain some knowledge. Thank you for organizing this event. Thank you very much.
Yes. So now you can introduce yourself, because during evaluation we said not to introduce, but now you can introduce yourself.
A very good evening to all. I am Anashmita in front of you. I am from Ananthalakshmi Institute of Technology and Sciences of First Year EEE branch. I am very happy to participate in the Youth Parliament because it gave me a brief about what is meant by elections and how would be the election and what is the use of one nation and one elections. Because as a science student, so many students does not know importance of the election. Because in the engineering student, they will only focus on the technical skills and not about the society. In the present generation, there is no idea about the value of the vote. By participating in that, I got the many idea about the importance of the vote, and I wish to every student must participate in this program and should be aware the importance of the vote. And I wish everyone should be aware of the elections and use the vote is a powerful tool wisely. And thank you to all for conducting this golden Youth Parliament opportunity. Thank you to all.
Can anyone? So we expect from Satyasai district also. Please come here.
Good evening to everyone. Myself Venkat Sai from Government Degree College Autonomous, Anantapur. So, first of all, I would like to thank all the jury members for giving me this opportunity to give the feedback. So, ilanti district first, I'm sorry, but I'm comfortable in my mother tongue. So, I think ilanti competitions valla main benefit ఏంటంటే స్టూడెంట్స్ కి బ్రాంచెస్ లైక్ వాళ్ళ స్ట్రీమ్స్ తో సంబంధం లేకుండా వాళ్ళకు as my sister just now she said, being a science student, I am a science student, being a science student, మాకు ఇలాంటివి చాలా తక్కువగా తెలుస్తాయి అన్నమాట. వీటి మీద అవగాహన కానీ ఇలాంటివి చాలా తక్కువ ఉంటాయి, అవేర్నెస్ ఇలాంటివన్నీ. సో ఇలాంటి కాంపిటీషన్స్ వచ్చినప్పుడు మనం వీటిని మంచిగా యూజ్ చేసుకొని not only our subject knowledge, but we can improve the knowledge regarding the society also. Society ఎలా ఉంది అండ్ సొసైటీలో ఏమేమి జరుగుతున్నాయి అనేది మనకు ఇలాంటి కాంపిటీషన్స్లో పార్టిసిపేట్ చేయడం వల్ల తెలుస్తాయి అన్నమాట. సో ఐ హోప్ ఇంకా ఇలాంటి కాంపిటీషన్స్ ఇంకా ముందు ముందు చాలా జరుగుతాయి అండ్ ఇలా ఇంతే స్పిరిట్తో ఇంతే ఎంజాయ్ ఇంతే ఎక్సైట్మెంట్తో అందరూ పార్టిసిపేట్ చేస్తారని I wish everyone a very good luck. Thank you so much.
Good evening, everyone. So I am from Sri Satyasai Institute of Higher Learning, Anantapur, and honestly, I felt that in our college, actually, we are taught about the values of our Indian culture. But standing here today, we saw something more than Indian culture, and that was our government, how it's functioning, and what we can learn from the different principles and ideas that governments are imposing on us. So it was truly an insightful experience, and I feel everyone just spoke so wonderfully today. Thank you.
They conducted lot of programs like this, and వాళ్ళు చాలా సార్లు కండక్ట్ చేశారు. అండ్ దెన్ 3 to 4 ప్రోగ్రామ్స్ వాళ్ళు కండక్ట్ చేసి వాటిలో పార్టిసిపేట్ చేశారు. అండ్ దిస్ ఇస్ వన్ ఆఫ్ ద బెస్ట్ ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్ ప్రోగ్రామ్. అండ్ ద ట్రావెల్ నెహ్రూ యుగేంద్రతో ట్రావెల్ చేసి చాలా బాగా అనిపించింది. అండ్ ఆల్సో వీళ్ళ ఎంకరేజ్మెంట్కి వీళ్ళు కండక్ట్ చేసేటువంటి ప్రోగ్రామ్స్కి నిజంగా రియల్లీ హ్యాట్స్ ఆఫ్ సార్. I think this is not a government organization, but you are working for the people who అంటే యంగ్ వాళ్ళని ఎంకరేజ్ చేయడానికి ఇది ఒక మంచి ప్లాట్ఫామ్. నిజంగా కేవలం వీటిలోనే కాకుండా క్రీడల్లో కూడా చాలాసార్లు.
So, Namaste. I'm so happy to participate in this event. So, even though I was not able to complete my speech, I learned a lot of things from this event. I want to tell you all is that put whatever you're telling into your action. It is more important than what you're telling. Like whatever you're telling, give value to that. And learn some message like Sri Sathya Sai Baba tells like a Telugu quote I will tell. Cheppinattu chestara means always think that are you following whatever you're speaking. That is more important. Even if we are telling like I did like in speech, we will elaborate and we will exaggerate everything about the nation, everything. But think that are we putting enough to serve this world, to serve the nation? It is more important than I feel like that. So for me, action is more important than words. So I learned a lot of things from this event. Thank you so much for giving such an opportunity for this nation also. I'm
Sorry, Vidyasri, so much. I would like to thank you, jury members. They have much patience in validating your presentations. Now I invite Principal Sir to give a token of appreciation to jury members. I would like to call Dr. Sharada Madam to receive the token of appreciation. Ma'am is the NSS coordinator. She is very dynamic lady. She has done many activities, awareness programs, and she is going to receive a state award very soon. Now I would like to invite Srinivas Sir, Program in Charge NYKS, to come and receive the token of appreciation. Sir is NYKS Program in Charge. Sir used to take much awareness programs, youth empowerment programs. Sir used to select national camps for the volunteers. We would like to thank you very much, sir, for being a patient and being here. Now I would like to call Pushpa Madam come on to the dais to receive the token of appreciation. So ma'am is a good athlete. I know ma'am very well. She is having much interest in social service, and she has done running competitions also. She won many awards and achievements. I am very happy to have Pushpa ma'am with us. Thank you so much, ma'am. I would like to call Dr. Vinod sir come on to the dais to receive the appreciation. Sir is an administrative officer of Raipur. Sir used to give more permissions to conduct our NSS programs. We would like to thank you, sir, for being supporting and mentoring us. Now I would like to call Dr. Uma Maheshwara sir come on to the dais. academic director. Sir is very perfect in academics. He used to give more suggestions and how to improve our skills in academics. We are very happy to have Uma Maheshwari sir with us. Thank you, sir. Thank you for your patience. Now I would like to call Bisati Bharat sir to receive the token of appreciation. Sir is a 2 times Nation Award winner, one from NSS and one from Youth recently has received. And sir also received the London Diana Award. Sir has done many awareness programs, youth programs and youth exchange programs also. Thank you sir for being with us. I would like to invite Surya Prakash sir. Sir is a BJP youth leader. Sir has done many activities in among the BJP constituents. Sir also having 8 parliament in charge, 8 parliament constituents in charges. Thank you sir for being with us. Now I will call Dr. Sharada Madam to announce the winners.
So it's time to announce the 20 students who have been selected for the next round. Chess number 1, 2, chess number 2, 16, 18, please come on to the dais. The chess numbers you are calling upon, please come here. Chess number 1, 2, 16, 18, 19, 34, 34. Please wear your chess numbers when you are standing here. 38, 38, 38, 38, 54, 54, 42, 42, 59, 59, 59, 96, 95, 88, 88, 92, 90, 90, 90, 98, 130, 130, 130, 127, 127, 129, 129, 129, 109, 109. I'll just call upon again. Just please raise your hand so that we can ensure that you are the one. Number 1, 2, 16, 16, 18, 19, 34, 42, 54, 59, 59, 59, 96, 95, 88, 92, 90, 90, 98, 130, 127, 129, 129, 109, 109, I just congratulate the students who have been went on moved on to the second round. Congratulations. So again you will be the round testing will be there. No. All the participants, please come on to the dais. We'll have a group photo. I just call upon the missing numbers who came again. Just recheck number 1, 2.
Sixteen, 17,
42 is there? 54, 54, 59.
Excuse me, actually the person who was 16 is my senior and he went back to the university.
So we cannot do anything.
So we cannot.
We cannot do anything. He has to wait.
And 129.
We cannot do anything.
129 is there?
Okay, madam. They come. Before the completion, we will have.
If they come in.
We come back. Half an hour time within half an hour. So anyhow, the time is there. Another half an hour time is there. We cannot.
remaining students collect their certificates. If you want to stay, you can stay here. If anybody wants to go, they can collect their certificates and they can leave.
Who have been selected for this 20, they should be there for the next screening round. Okay, you should be there. Please be seated and start the round with the ready. The other participants, please collect your participation certificate outside, showing your chest number. Then only the participation certificate will be given. If you are interested, you can stay here also.
Yeah, the top will be ready. Contestant number 1, please come.
Participant will be number 3. The next contestant, chess number 3, chess number 9. The rules are saying you will be given time of 3 minutes. Don't introduce your name and college name.
Good afternoon everyone. My chess number is 9. What makes the past of a country? Its history and culture. And what decides the future of a country? Its good governance elected through free and fair elections. That is why every single matter related to Indian elections will grab the attention of not only Indians but also the world, as India is the world's largest democracy. One nation, one election will also come under this category. Under this system, the elections for Lok Sabha and state legislative assemblies will be held simultaneously. This system is neither new to the world nor to India. Countries like South Africa, Sweden, Belgium also follows this, and even India also has an experience in conducting simultaneous elections. But to know whether this system is suitable for this country or not, rather than debating on its positives and negatives, we have to focus on its implementation. We have to focus on its misconceptions around this. Let us break down some of those misconceptions with the help of 79th Parliament Standing Committee report and 2017 Niti Aayog report. First is about the name itself, which made the people think that under this system the elections will be held only once in 5 years, leading to people and electoral disconnection. But in reality, under this system, the election will be held in 2 phases. First phase is for the Lok Sabha and for the states which are already or nearly in sync with it. And the second phase is for the remaining states at the mid-term of Lok Sabha, which means the elections will be held once in every 2.5 years. Second is about dealing with premature dissolutions. Let us say the House got prematurely dissolved, and if the remaining term is less, then the government will go under president's or governor's rule respectively. Or if it is more, then the new election will be conducted only for the remaining term. The third is about it may pose threat to federalism. But in reality, we have to understand that this is an effort to synchronize the elections and to reduce election costs and increase government's efficiency, which plays a key role in nation's development. It is an effort to coordinate the elections but not controlling it. And the fourth is about this may lead to voter confusion and reduces the voter turnout. But according to a report published by University of Concordia on the India's electoral trends, in the cases of simultaneous elections, there was an increase in voter turnout up to 9 to 10%. This is not an end. Still the problems persist like infrastructural challenges and administrative challenges. But with a proper implementation, one nation, one election has the potential to become a masterstroke of India's democracy and pave the path for Viksit Bharat. Thank you.
Next contestant, number 10. Next contestant, number 10.
Good afternoon, everyone. So, first of all, today's topic, that is One Nation, One Election, paving path towards the Viksit Bharat. So, when we get into the topic, let's talk about our nation situation now. So, how can this One Nation and One Election help us to gain in a stable governance? For example, I live in a community where, I'm a person who creates policies there. So, if suddenly I want to make a one policy there, so currently what happened? Any local government elections will happen. So that's a very important policy what I want to launch. But what will happen? Due to this model code of conduct, my policy will be stopped. So in many of the countries, like many US and many United States are doing this one nation, one election policy. So why can't our India do? And one more thing, what get doubt to me that in implementation in this thing, that our India is great for its unity and diversity. Since we have been into this many years, being living with the different traditions and different things in our country, and also making us to be united, then why can't we make this one nation, one election to be very easiest path? And also one thing I already addressed about the policy paralysis. And next one is stable governance. So stable governance, that means if we have any policy in our country that is going on. So if we take one decision and if we follow throughout the 5 years, I think it helps in focusing on the long-term goals instead of the short-term goals. And instead of the government worrying continuous elections and votes, I think the government can focus on the really problems and solve to us and make us to be very important things which are like healthcare and education, which plays a main role in our development of country. And another thing, and we know the continuous conducting of elections, people who are from the far away of the country, they can't come every time and participate in those elections. I think if we contain only one election in a country, our voter percentage also will be increased. And next, the fourth one, there's the public money. Since we have been paying too much income tax and everything, I think GST, I think so by continuously wasting of these money, I think if we have invested in a many important pillars of our country, with our healthcare, education and army, I think it definitely help our country to be a Viksit Bharat 2047 very soon. And also it will definitely happen that one nation, one election could be a very accelerating step to the country to achieve this 2047 Viksit Bharat very fastly. And one more thing, this one nation, one election is not a new thing for us, remember. Because up to the 1967, we have been conducting these type of elections. But due to some disruptions, we have been stopped it. So I think let us make this one nation, one election to be successful and make our India to be a proud and be as a global power nation. Thank you.
contestant number 11, 12. Again repeat, contestant number 33 to 68, please go to IQAC hall.
A warm good evening to everyone who are present here. My chess number is 12. Mera Bharat Mahan. Yes, I accept this because it is the largest democratic country and it has an unique system like unity and diversity. We have many cultures and systems here. Many political parties are ruling here. What is the main ultimate power here is the right to vote. When these elections come into progress, these elections pave way to change the developing country into a developed country. So to make this more effective, our government has been implemented a bill called One Nation, One Election in 17th December 2014. What is the main goal of this is to synchronize all the elections at one time in one duration. It extends up to the 5 years of terminals. What is the required of this policy in current situation? India is facing a number of elections throughout the year. Due to this, we have lack of money investing on the elections. If we are diverting these money towards the development of our country, it leads to the ultimate development. Another one is due to this political disruptions occurs. Like whenever the elections come, we need to stop those policies and we need to delay the development. Like it is a diverse nation. So reformations and rewritings is not so easy in this country. So there are also some of the pros related to this topic. So when we come to that, like when nation parties which are with more fundings, the concerns like small people like farmers issues and fishing issues may not be raising their voice towards it. So these cannot be considered in this. And if we take any topic, we will be having pros and cons. Like any topic is their success rate depends based on how we overcome their pros and how we implement them. So when we implement in a perfect way, everything can be happen. What we think, like we are the children of this Bharat Mata. So I wish to make our India a proud one. So I invite everyone, especially the youth, to participate and make wise decisions, to think over it and make Bharat a Vikasit Bharat. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. Thank you.
వేదిక మీద ఉన్న జడ్జెస్కి నాతోటి విద్యార్థులకి నా నమస్కారాలు. ఈనాటి నా అంశం ఒకే దేశం ఒకే ఎన్నిక. మన దేశంలో ఈ అంశం చాలా ఏళ్ళ నుంచి అభివృద్ధిలో ఉంది. 1952 నుంచి 1967 వరకు ఇది కొనసాగించారు, విజయవంతంగా చేశారు. ఆ తర్వాత నరేంద్ర మోడీ గారు ఆలోచన ఇది మళ్ళీ అమల్లోకి పెట్టాలని కోరుకున్నారు. 2014 ఆయన ప్రధానమంత్రి అయిన తర్వాత ఇది కేంద్ర ప్రభుత్వంలో విశ్లేషించారు. ఒకే దేశం ఒకే ఎన్నిక వల్ల ప్రయోజనాలు: కాస్ట్ ఎఫిషియన్సీ తగ్గుతుంది, ఎక్కువ ఖర్చుతో కాకుండా తక్కువ ఖర్చుతో అయిపోతాయి. ఆ తగ్గించిన ఖర్చు దేశ అభివృద్ధి కోసం వినియోగం చేసుకోవచ్చు. అలాగే గవర్నమెంట్స్ ఎలక్షన్ రావడం వల్ల గవర్నమెంట్ పనులు అనేవి తగ్గిపోతాయి. అలా తగ్గిపోకుండా ఒకేసారి ఎలక్షన్ జరగడం వల్ల ఆ టైమింగ్ అనేది కవర్ అయిపోతుంది. అలాగే కాకుండా ఓటర్స్ ఒకేసారి ఎలక్షన్ రావడం వల్ల అందరికీ ఉపయోగపడుతుంది. మళ్ళీ వేయకోకుండా ఒకేసారి అయిపోతుంది. నాకు ఈ అవకాశం వచ్చినప్పుడు చూస్తాను.
Next, contestant number 14. I request contestant number 15 to be ready.
Good afternoon to everyone. Today I am here
నేషన్ వన్ ఎలక్షన్. దీని ప్రకారం వచ్చేసరికి మనకి డిఫరెంట్ టైప్స్ ఆఫ్ ఎలక్షన్స్ జరుగుతుంటాయి. ఈ వన్ నేషన్ వన్ ఎలక్షన్ వచ్చేసి ఒకటే ఎలక్షన్లో అన్నీ కవర్ అయిపోవాలి అని మన ఉద్దేశం. కానీ ప్రజెంట్ సిచ్యువేషన్లో ఎలక్షన్స్ అనేవి డిఫరెంట్గా జరుగుతున్నందుకు అమౌంట్ టైము ఎక్కువ స్పెండ్ చేయాలి. దీని ద్వారా మనకు చాలా లాస్ అవుతుంది. దీనివల్ల బెనిఫిట్స్ కూడా ఉన్నాయి. సేవ్ టైమ్ అండ్ అమౌంట్. ఎలక్షన్ పెట్టిన ప్రతిసారి మనకి చాలా క్రోర్స్ ఆఫ్ అమౌంట్ అనేది ఇన్వెస్ట్ చేయాలి. ఒకవేళ అదే ఒకటేసారి అమౌంట్ పెట్టి మిగిలిన ఎలక్షన్స్కి పెట్టే అమౌంట్ మనం ఎడ్యుకేషన్ పర్పస్ ఇంకా వేరే దానికి యూజ్ చేస్తే మంచిగా కంట్రీ డెవలప్ అవుతుంది. అలాగే బెటర్ గవర్నెన్స్. ఎలక్షన్స్ టైంలో గవర్నమెంట్ అనేది ఎక్కువ క్యాంపెయినింగ్ మీద టైం అనేది ఇన్వెస్ట్ చేస్తుంది. ఒకవేళ ఎలక్షన్స్ అనేది ఒకటేసారి జరిగితే మిగిలిన టైం వాళ్ళు కంట్రీ డెవలప్మెంట్ మీద దాని మీద ఫోకస్ చేయవచ్చు. నెక్స్ట్ ఫాస్ట్ అండ్ మేకింగ్ డెసిషన్స్. ఏదైనా ఎలక్షన్స్ జరిగినప్పుడు అకార్డింగ్ టు ద గవర్నమెంట్ ఎలక్షన్స్ రూల్స్ కొత్త ప్రాజెక్ట్స్ అనేవి ఒకవేళ లాంచ్ చేసినా కానీ చేయకూడదని చెప్తారు. ఒకటేసారి ఎలక్షన్ జరిగితే ఆ డిలే అనేది మనకి జరగదు. సెక్యూరిటీ అనేది కూడా ఎక్కువ కావాలి. ఎలక్షన్స్ ఎక్కువ టైమ్స్ జరిగినప్పుడు సెక్యూరిటీ ఆల్మోస్ట్ అంతా కాన్సన్ట్రేషన్ అంతా ఎలక్షన్స్ మీద ఉంటుంది. ఒకటేసారి జరిగితే అవి సొసైటీ సేఫ్టీ మీద వాటి మీద కూడా కాన్సన్ట్రేషన్ చేస్తారు. అలాగే ఎలక్షన్స్ జరిగినప్పుడు కొన్ని ఛాలెంజెస్ అనేవి ఫేస్ చేయాలి. కాన్స్టిట్యూషన్ని చేంజ్ చేయాలి. ఎందుకంటే ఎలక్షన్స్ డిఫరెంట్గా ఉండాలని ఎప్పుడో రాసి పెట్టున్నారు. సడన్గా చేంజ్ చేయాలంటే దాంట్లో కూడా చేంజ్ చేయాలి. నెక్స్ట్ పార్టీ గొడవలు జరుగుతుంటాయి. మీది పెద్ద పార్టీ మాది చిన్న పార్టీ అని, అది కూడా తగ్గుతుంది. నెక్స్ట్ ఒకటేసారి ఎలక్షన్స్ జరగడం వల్ల క్రోడ్స్ ఆఫ్ పీపుల్ ఒకటేసారి ఓట్లు వేస్తారు కాబట్టి మనకి హ్యూజ్ అమౌంట్ ఆఫ్ టెక్నాలజీ కావాలి, ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్డ్ ట్రైనర్స్ కావాలి, దాన్ని మేనేజ్ చేయగలగాలి అన్నిటినీ. ఇట్ ఈస్ టోటల్లీ బేస్డ్ ఆన్ ద పేషెన్స్. ఓకే, థ్యాంక్ యూ.
I request the contestants from 97 onwards, please move to IKAC hall. 97 onwards. Next participant, 15. I request the contestant number 16 to be ready.
Ladies and gentlemen and honorable judges, a very fanatic afternoon to all present here. This is chess number 15, standing in front of you to present my views on the topic, One Nation, One Election. So as we begin, what does One Nation, One Election mean? One Nation, One Election is a proposal under consideration by the Government of India to actually synchronize the elections across all the states in India. So what synchronizing means? In the sense to conduct the elections on a particular day or a particular stipulated time. When we think about this, it is like conducting of elections at once in every place. And the impact of this leads to a very economic growth, because we are a democratic country, and this looks to, if we think about the current election system, every year, a multiple number of elections can be seen in wide variety of districts, variety of states and districts across in India. So, for example, if we consider Andhra Pradesh has witnessed in 2024 the Lok Sabha elections. At the same time, in the subsequent year of 2024, we have seen the elections in several states such as Jammu and Kashmir, Haryana, Maharashtra, and whatnot. So, what challenges we face when we look into this topic, when we take one nation, one election into consideration? So, the first thing that we could think about is the administrative burden. So, in order to conduct the elections, we need a massive deployment of people who are teachers, officials, and police. Several schools get shut down at this period, and also the military forces actually become thin in order to handle all the security forces. So, if we conduct the elections once in every 5 years, this could be reduced, and we can see the progress, uninterrupted public services to be acquired by all the public. And the next thing we can think about is elections are incredibly expensive. According to 2019 Lok Sabha report says that approximately 55,000 to 60,000 crores of money has been spent to conduct the elections. So, this is a very enormous money with which we can actually build 15 IITs, and also we can provide healthcare to almost 50 million families at once. So where does all this money go? This unfortunately falls into the black hole of endless campaigning by the politicians. And the next thing that we can think is democratic disruptions. So democratic disruptions can be thought like there is something called MCC. In this MCC, we should not call for any government schemes or government projects. So, in conclusion, I'd like to say that one nation, one election is not just a reform, it's a revolution that promises the economic stability, political efficiency, and ultimately the national united. Thank you for this opportunity.
Contestant number 16. I request 17 to be ready.
Honorable dignitaries and respected member of the audience and fellow citizens, I am participant number 16 here to discuss an important concept that holds potential transformation on the very fabric of a democratic system, that is one nation, one election. As our country embarks its journey towards Viksit Bharat, the idea of simultaneous election for both center and state level is not just a reform, it's a vision that will shape the future of our nation. Fragmented and frequent election as of today, India conducts election for center, state and local levels, which often staggered for even months and sometimes for years. So, though it allows democratic participation from various levels, but it also brings very range of challenges. One of that, it drains both human and financial resources in those long periodical elections. The idea of simultaneous election for both center and state level is just to make sure a single synchronized event of election for both center and state level elections. Imagine a scenario where political leaders are not tense about the election campaign, they are tense about the implementation of the progressive policies. Think of an India where resources are not utilized for political interests in the forms of freebies, but it will be utilized for the progress and development of the citizens. And think picture of an India where infrastructure, all the economic development will be not delayed by the name of election are coming, but will be done in the proper manner, in the proper time. So, while the vision is clear to conduct simultaneous election for both center and state, it is not a new thing for India. We had the simultaneous election in general election of 51-52. It was followed in 57, 62, and 67. But after some of the reasons like political instability, the chain was broken. So it is just the continuation that we already stopped. It is not the new thing that we were going to follow. So when I say we should conduct simultaneous election, I would like to say some of the positive impacts that we will have by this election, such as reduction of electoral cost, greater voter participation, political stability,
improved governance policy, inclusion, and most important, strengthening national unity. So, I would like to request all the stakeholders. When I say stakeholder, it's me, it's you, and all the Indian citizens all over the world, all over the country should start a deliberation, should take an initiation, and the role of the Election Commission of India is very pivotal to ensure an integrated and a transparent election system in this synchronized, in this simultaneous election of simultaneous elections. Thank you so much.
Next contestant number 17. I request 18 to be ready.
Rich in personal history, united in diversity, a salute to my independent country, a salute to its modernity. Honorable audience, it's a big honor for me to speak in front of you. I'm chess number 70 and I am here to elucidate my vision on one nation, one election. I have just divided this topic into 3 parts. Introduction, pros and cons, challenges along with the conclusion. Okay, coming to the introduction. This one nation, one election is the idea that has the potential to redefine India's democratic and developmental journey. Yeah, the world's largest democracy, India, witnesses multiple elections across many places, such as state assemblies, local bodies, and many others, etc. But the main aim of this one nation, one election is to synchronize the elections across all the nations and reduce the task for continuous progress and efficiency of stability. Okay, now let's move on to the advantages and disadvantages. Number 1, political stability. By a fixed and consistent election cycle, there may be a consistent development which helps the nation for further uses. Number 2, improved governance. For conducting short-term campaigns and short-term gainings, instead of that, look for long-term gainings and long-term shortcomings. So this helps. Economic efficiency. According to a report, 6,000 crores of money has been spent on state assembly. So if we use for one nation, one election, this may be reduced. Continuity of policy decisions. The Model Board of Conduct, MCC, comes into the act as soon as the elections were coming to the by the Election Commission. Now let's move on to the disadvantages. Number 1, problem of viability. The article number 83(2) and 172 states that elections must be conducted for every 5 years. So we must amend these articles to do the one nation, one election. Again is the idea of federalism. Federalism, a big word in the constitution, says that union of states. A country is a union of states. So we must remember this and conduct the elections for one nation, one election. Logistical complexity. Here, if we conduct elections across whole nation, there may be a huge security forces including and a lot of people with schools and with many things. So we must be taken care for this. And there are many things. Chauhan, the election commission had once said that the idea of one nation, one election is a hectic task which can't be implemented. And coming to the conclusion, the idea of ONOE, one nation, one election, offers a great benefit and acts as a catalyst, but its implementation requires strong political consensus, constitutional reforms, logistical planning. Finally, I to me and we to us, let's all come together, united, stronger, and make prosperous India. I'd like to say by quote, एकता में शक्ति है, विकास में प्रगति है. एकता में शक्ति है, विकास में प्रगति है. Thank you very much for giving this opportunity. जय हिंद, जय भारत.
Contestant number 18. I request 19 to be ready. I request contestant number 20 to be ready. A very good afternoon to all of you, to all present dignitaries, and to all the participants. Firstly, I would like to very thanks for participating in this because as per Narendra Modi ji said that a youth can change everything in the world because youth is the most powerful tool to change and building the nation. Here, I want to share thoughts on the nation and thoughts about one nation and one election. Let us assume if cricket is going on in the match in the TV, sometimes it was scheduled to another day. What will be the situation of the team players? Like that only the team leaders of our politicians having elections day by day, then how they can be satisfied with the implementation of policies? No, right? So we have to be that as per constitution, we have every 5 there will be elections like 3 times. One will be local, state and national one. So that we should have to be alert for that. And next thing is one nation one election tells that every political leader should have to be good and with the citizens also. And every citizen must be have to use the right, what is we call right to vote. Right to vote, because nowadays youth does not have the about idea of the right to vote. Because right to vote will be the main leading of the whole nation. Because our next thing is the main process is of one nation one election is eradicating the black money in the present situation. During the election times, as per survey, total 90 crores were become as the black money during the elections. By keeping simultaneous elections, black money can be eradicated and also whole budget will be synchronized. Like and that also the budget will be saved for the technological innovation and development of India. And the next thing is the NRS. Like we consider some many people out there in other countries, they not having time to make a vote. By using technological barriers, we can make a vote through the online also. It will be created a great majority of the vote is great in our India. Because vote is not a normal thing, it is a revolution which leads to a good nation also. And the next thing is changes in the people's mindset. Everyone thinking that what will happen for one vote. No, it's not a vote, it's a weapon. Because if one vote can change, means the political person will be changed. That's why vote is a more powerful weapon. And the disadvantages of the one nation, one election. The main disadvantage is local bodies cannot represent their thoughts and the views on the state local bodies. But with a perfect plan and perfect view by implementation of this, we can achieve the goal of the one nation, one election, which was set by Shri Narendra Modi ji Garu. As per 2047, we become definitely a developed country, not a developing country. And finally, I would like to conclude that every youth should have to be good in the manner of voting situation, and not only about the society, it's our whole life matter. So use vote wisely. Thank you to
crucial for the Indian electoral reform. The main aim is to synchronize the all elections in the country, including Lok state legislative, panchayats and municipalities, to be held simultaneously. This idea has been published by the Bharatiya Janata Party, has means to decrease the financial and administrative burden caused by the frequent elections. Frequent elections causes the instability in the governance. On 17th December 2024, on 17th November 2024, a bill was passed in the Lok Sabha, which has now created a battle political. It has both advantages and disadvantages. When it comes to the advantages, it decreases the financial burden and administrative burden and increases the voter participations. When it comes to the disadvantages, it mainly impacts the federal structure and the participants, etc. India has been debated for this with the politicians to implement again the one nation, one election, but the opposition concerned about the
I request contestant number 21. I request 22 to be ready.
afternoon to all. This is Kiran to come. Good afternoon to all. This is Kiran to talk about one nation, one election. One nation is nothing but election is nothing but voting and we want to identify one person who is the best for us and who is the better and who is the best for government and the people who are staying and who are living together. It is another word that they are in all election there are so many types, but we want to say that there are three types. One is state, one is national, and one is international. We want in state when we take all the nations as one election, there is the voting in all the states. In all states, there is conducting in separate months or separate times. It is waste of time and waste of money also. When we conduct at once, there is the reduce of money and the reduce of time. It may be easy to all. And thank you for giving me this opportunity.
Contestant number 22, contestant number 23. I request the participant to be silent and those who have completed and the audience, if you are not able to sit here, you can wait outside.
Respected dignitaries and my dear fellow participants, good afternoon to all. Today I am here to say about one nation, one election, paving the way for Vikasit Bharat. One nation, one election is also called as Jamini elections. It is a bold vision to synchronize the Lok Sabha and state assembly elections across the India. It will reduce the continuous election cycle, focus on long-term development rather than being in continuous election mode. The idea of one nation, one election is not new to India. After independence, the first elections in India was held in the year 1952. From the year 1952 to 1967, the simultaneous elections has been conducted in this country. But due to some political instability in some states, the government has been dissolved prematurely. That is, before its term period, the government has been dissolved and it leads to breakdown of this simultaneous election chain. But now, this idea has been again revived by the Election Commission and the Law Commission of the India. In 2017, the Niti Aayog also proposed the two-phase election system. In 2023, our government has formed a high-level committee to know the feasibility of one nation, one election, and this committee was led by our former President of India, Ramnath Kovind Garu. The Bharatiya Janata Party and our Prime Minister, Honorable Narendra Modi Garu, has strongly advocated the idea of one nation, one election. If one nation, one election has been implemented, we can save lot of economic resources and finance, and this can be utilized in development like healthcare, education, and urban-rural development, and many others. And it will reduce the policy paralysis, increase the political stability. The idea of one nation, one election, to implement this idea, the articles are need to get amended. Article number 83, 85, 172 and 356 are need to get amended accordingly to the one nation and one elections. one nation and one election is implemented with a proper vision, proper plan and proper support, it will strengthen our democracy and will accelerates the India's development and will make India as a Vikasit Bharat. Thank you for giving this opportunity. Jai Hind.
Contestant number 24. I request 25 to be ready.
My test number 24. Good afternoon to SD dignitaries, respected jury and my fellow change makers. Today I bring you vision that could redefine democratic process, one nation, one election. Every elections are the festival of democracy. Shaping our nation future. Frequent elections to disrupt governance and delay dry resources. One nation, one election in Viksit Bharat youth play a crucial role. However, the frequent elections Contestant number 25. I request 26 to be ready.
Respected judges, fellow participants, a very happy afternoon to all. I am holding a chess number 25. Today, the topic One Nation, One Election means that to synchronize the Lok Sabha and State Assembly elections to be held simultaneously across India. Now, do you guys have wondered why One Nation, One Election is debated topic right now? Let me share my perspective on it. One Nation, One Election is like, imagine a symphony where all the instruments, where all the
Contestant number 26. I request 27 to be ready.
Good afternoon to the esteemed panel, respected mentors and all present here. I, having chess number 26, going to speak on the One Nation, One Election program. Imagine a nation where elections are held simultaneously, reducing political disruptions, saving lot of money, saving billions of rupees, and ensuring smooth governance. Currently, India possesses frequent elections, which leads to the political paralysis, disturbed governance, and the continuous burden on security forces. So the point here is why we need One Nation, One Election. First of all, it saves us money and it saves us time. as you know, the fellow participants have already said how much money is being used on the elections regularly. We can reuse that money and we can put it into the healthcare section, education section. We can develop our infrastructure. And secondly, stronger governance. With having one election, one nation, we can boost the governance completely. We don't have to settle for the many elections in a year that creates political instability. Third thing I want to discuss that is it increases voter participation. I request you kindly everyone please pay attention. Sorry to say that, but please pay attention. Third thing is it increases voter participation. That is, you can see it's a common sense. If you do something very less, it creates an excitement to the participants. That this excitement will increase their voter participation, and furthermore, at one point, it will create this one nation and one election will create political stability. And every good thing, as we all know, every good thing do come with the challenges. Challenges exist, like federal concerns, constitutional amendments, and the logistical hurdles. But let me remind you once again, we have done this way before. From 1951 to 1967, we have done this. We have held elections together. 2014 manifesto, they have included one nation, one election. So at last, I want to sum up all this. I want to say, let's put India first and politics second. Let's embrace one nation and one election, and let's run for a country that is more developed and more better. Thank you so much. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.
If anybody wish to talk, please get out and go talk. Well, we are facing a lot of disturbance from the audience. If you want to talk, please go out. If you want to listen, then only you be seated here. It is my sincere request. Hereafter, I should not listen any voice from the audience.
I request the audience to be silent. All the participants, they have been well prepared and practicing from the days when they have registered. So I hope you cooperate for that. And next participant, 27. I request 28 to be ready.
Good evening everyone. Myself, T. Navin Sarkumar. వన్ నేషన్ వన్ ఎలక్షన్ అనేది మనం ఎందుకు ప్రారంభించామంటే వికసిత్ భారత్ 2047 అనేది మనం ఆ రోజు ఎలా ఉండాలనుకుంటున్నామో అది నిర్ణయిస్తుంది. అంటే మనం హై ఎఫిషియెంట్ గ్రోత్ ఉండాలా, స్టేబుల్ గవర్నమెంట్ ఉండాలా, త్రూ అవుట్ ది వరల్డ్ మనం ఏ పొజిషన్లో ఉండాలని నిర్ణయించే వికసిత్ భారత్ 2047. దీనికోసం మనకి మాజీ ప్రెసిడెంట్ రామ్నాథ్ కోవింద్ అలాంగ్ విత్ లా మినిస్టర్ అర్జున్ రామ్ మెహంగల్ అండ్ అలాంగ్ విత్ శ్రీ నరేంద్ర మోడీ గారు దీన్ని ప్రారంభించడం జరిగింది. దీని యొక్క ముఖ్య ఉద్దేశం త్రూఅవుట్ ది ఇండియా సైమల్టేనియస్లీ కండక్షన్ ఆఫ్ ఎలక్షన్స్ ఎవ్రీ 5 years once. దీని యొక్క మెయిన్ థీమ్ ఏంటంటే మనము ఎలక్షన్స్కి కేవలం 2019 అండ్ 2024లో మాత్రమే మోర్ దెన్ 1 lakh crores ఇన్వెస్ట్ చేశాము, కేవలం ఎంపీ ఎలక్షన్స్కి మాత్రమే. అలాగే ఎవరీ స్టేట్ కూడా విధానసభ ఎలక్షన్ జరుగుతుంటుంది, దీన్ని కూడా ఎంతో స్పెండ్ చేస్తున్నాము. దీనివల్ల మనకు చాలా నష్టం రాబోతుంది. అలా కాకుండా ఇది ఒక 5 years ఒకసారి కండక్ట్ చేయడం వల్ల మనం ఇక్కడ యూజ్ చేసే బడ్జెట్ దాన్ని షిఫ్ట్ చేసుకోవచ్చు త్రూ అవుట్ ది స్పేస్ సెక్టర్, ఐటీ సెక్టర్, అలాగే విత్ మెడికల్ సెక్టర్. ఎందుకనగా ఇవి ఉండగా ప్రజెంట్ త్రూ అవుట్ ది వరల్డ్ చాలా డెవలప్ అవుతుంది, లైక్ యూఎస్ఏ ఇవంతా. అలాంగ్ విత్ లైక్ ఇది 1950లో రక్షక్ దళ్ అనే కమిటీ ద్వారా స్వీడన్లో స్టార్ట్ చేయడం జరిగింది. అప్పటి నుంచి ఆ కంట్రీస్ చాలా డెవలప్ అవుతున్నాయి. అలాంగ్ విత్ థ్యాంక్ యూ సార్.
That is, Viksit Bharat is a current Viksit Bharat is a current government's roadmap for the making developed India. This transformation comes through youth empowerment, technological advancements, and global leadership. So, our scientists, our farmers, and our students will drive this change for making the developed India by making India the powerful house of innovations and growth. So on the context of one nation, one election, the Election Commission of India is spending billions of amount for conducting elections in both national level and state level. So As we compare the 2019 elections, the Election Commission of India had spent nearly 60,000 crores, but in case of recent 2024 elections, the Election Commission of India had spent nearly 1.35 lakh crores. If you compare that amount, that is twice to the 2019 elections, instead of spending that much amount, if you spend the reduced cost amount, if you spend on other sectors like agriculture, medical, and any other health sector, it will be helpful for the development of India. So, for the development of India, it's not a development. It is not only the of government job. It is our responsibility to make develop India. So let's together make one exit part of one nation, one election. Thank you very much.
Contestant number 29. I request 30 to be ready.
माननीय महोदय और मेरे साथियों, सबको शुभ दोपहर। आज मैं आपके सामने प्रकाशित करता हूँ एक बात है कि विजन 2047 एक भारत एक विषय। इसमें पूरा राष्ट्र एक ही चुनाव होने से इसमें पूरा पैसे बचते हैं। इसमें पूरा चुनाव तो होता है, लेकिन एक ही चुनाव होने से इसमें जो खर्च होता है, चुनाव होने के लिए जो खर्च होता है, पूरा चुनाव एक ही भारत या एक ही राष्ट्र एक ही चुनाव होने से उसका खर्च कम होता है और उसी पैसे उसी धन को हमें देश की मान्यता बढ़ाने के लिए जो साइंस टेक्नोलॉजी है या फार्मिंग है या कोई टेक्नोलॉजी है उसमें डेवलपमेंट करने की कोशिश करते हैं। धन्यवाद।
Contestant number 30. I request 31 to be ready.
Good morning to all dignitaries on the dais. My chess number is 30. Today's the main topic is One Bharat, One Nation, One Election. One Nation, One Election is the simultaneous election of India in all over the country, as well as the Lok Sabha and the state assemblies. One Nation, One Election is both advantages and disadvantages. The advantages is saving the cost of our country. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.
Next contestant number 31. 32.
Good afternoon to all. Today topic One Nation One India is nation is a simultaneous. India is simultaneous. Today topic One Nation One Election concept. India is simultaneous elections in India.
Contestant number 32. Contestant number 32. Contestant number 3. 11. 22. Good afternoon, everyone. Today I'm going to talk about one nation, one election. My chess number is 65. Recently, the government initiated steps implementing one nation, one election by introducing two amendment bills called namely One Nation, One Election, 129th Amendment Bill and Union Territory Laws Amendment Bill 2024 in Lok Sabha. Benefits for One Nation, One Election: economic efficiency, enhanced governance, unified national vision, strengthened democratic process and efficiency deployment. Or economic efficiency, it means saving money and resources by conducting both national and state elections simultaneously, reducing cost and administrative efforts. Unified national resources, it means conducting elections for national and state simultaneously, and elected representatives must focus more on governance rather than their constant campaigns. Enhance, strengthen democracy resources. It means according to One Nation, One Election, it means improving priorities and policies by influencing the people to let the government take responsibilities for servicing people rather than constant election repeatedly. Now I conclude that One Nation, One Election suggests that both the federal government and state legislature elections must be simultaneously. It has advantages like logistical resources and delayed democratic resources. Thank you.
Contestant number 66. I request 67 to be ready.
Good morning, everyone. My chess number 66. One Nation, One Election. One Nation, One Election ఎందుకు వచ్చిందంటే వన్ నేషన్ వన్ ఎలక్షన్ ద్వారా భారతదేశ సమైక్యత సార్వభౌమాధికారం బలంగా ఉండాలని, అలానే ఎప్పుడు పడితే మన భారతదేశంలో ప్రతి ఎవ్రీ ఇయర్ ఏదో ఒక రాష్ట్రంలో ఎలక్షన్స్ వస్తూనే ఉంటాయి. దానివల్ల డెవలప్మెంట్కి అడ్డుపడుతుందని, భారతదేశం డెవలప్మెంట్లో దూసుకువెళ్ళాలని, అలానే రాజకీయ అస్థిరత ఉండకూడని ఉద్దేశంతో దీన్ని తీసుకొచ్చారన్నమాట. ఎందుకంటే మొన్న 2024 జూన్లో పార్లమెంట్ ఎలక్షన్స్ ప్లస్ 4 లెజిస్లేటివ్ అసెంబ్లీ ఎలక్షన్స్ జరగడం వల్ల దాదాపు 50,000 కోట్లు ఎలక్షన్ కమిషన్కి ఖర్చు అయింది. అదే ఖర్చు ఒకేసారి అసెంబ్లీ ఎలక్షన్స్కి ఈ వన్ నేషన్ వన్ ఎలక్షన్స్ అనేది ఓన్లీ అసెంబ్లీ, నాట్ ఓన్లీ పార్లమెంట్, ఆల్సో ఇన్క్లూడ్ లోకల్ గవర్నమెంట్ ఆల్సో. మూడు ఎలక్షన్స్ ఒకేసారి, లోకల్ గవర్నమెంట్, లెజిస్లేచర్ అండ్ పార్లమెంట్ లెజిస్లేచర్ 3 ఎలక్షన్స్ ఒకేసారి కండక్ట్ చేస్తున్నారు. దీనివల్ల ఒకేసారి పార్లమెంట్లో ఖర్చు పెట్టే ఎలక్షన్స్, స్టేట్ లెజిస్లేచర్ అలానే లోకల్ గవర్నమెంట్లో కూడా ఈ అమౌంట్ షిఫ్ట్ చేసి ఎక్కువ నిధులు వేస్ట్ చేయకుండా ఉండే ఉద్దేశంతో ఈ బిల్లు తీసుకొచ్చామనేసి సెంట్రల్ గవర్నమెంట్ ప్రకటించడం జరిగిందనమాట. అపోజిషన్ లీడర్స్ ప్రజెంట్ చెప్తుంది ఏంటంటే, అసలు నిజాలు మాట్లాడుకుంటే నిజంగా మన భారతదేశంలో వన్ నేషన్ వన్ ఎలక్షన్ నిజంగా కానీ ఇంప్లిమెంట్ అయితే
నిజంగా కానీ ఇంప్లిమెంట్ అయితే నేషనల్ ఎమర్జెన్సీ కన్నా చాలా డేంజర్ అంట. ఎందుకంటే మన స్వతంత్ర భారతదేశంలో నేషనల్ ఎమర్జెన్సీ 1 లేదా 2 లేదా 3 రాష్ట్రాలు ఒకేసారి మూడు రాష్ట్రాలను ఒకేసారి విధించడం జరిగింది. అదే ఒకవేళ నిజంగా 1 నేషన్ 1 ఎలక్షన్ జరిగితే ఒకేసారి 10 రాష్ట్రాలు కూడా కూలిపోతాయి. ఎందుకంటే ఇప్పటి వరకు భారతదేశంలో 2014 నుంచి 2024 వరకు బీజేపీ కొలాప్స్ 10 years 10 స్టేట్స్ 10 రాష్ట్రాలు కూల్చేసింది అనమాట. అది ఈడీ సిబిఐ ఇన్కమ్ ట్యాక్స్ ని అడ్డం పెట్టుకొని ఎమ్మెల్యే ఎంపీస్ని బెదిరించేసి ఈ విధంగా 2014 నుంచి 24 వరకు 10 రాష్ట్రాలను కొలాప్స్ చేసింది అనమాట. ప్రజెంట్ మన ఇండియాలో బీజేపీ 18 స్టేట్స్లో పవర్లో ఉంది. 10 స్టేట్స్లో ఇండిపెండెంట్, ఇంకా 8 స్టేట్స్లో విత్ అలియన్స్, టోటల్ 18 స్టేట్స్లో ఉంది ప్రజెంట్ ఉందన్నమాట. ఇంకా రిమైనింగ్ టోటల్ 28 కదా, 18 అయిపోయినాయి. ఇంకా 10 స్టేట్స్ ఇవి వచ్చేసి రీజనల్ పార్టీస్, అదర్ పార్టీస్. మన భారతదేశం మల్టీ పార్టీ సిస్టమ్ కాబట్టి మల్టీ పార్టీ సిస్టమ్ కాబట్టి కేంద్రానికి రాష్ట్రానికి వేరే పార్టీస్ ఉంటాయి కాబట్టి వాళ్ళిద్దరి మధ్య సంబంధాలు బలంగా ఉండవు కాబట్టి వాళ్ళని అప్పుడు ఎలక్షన్స్ ఎప్పుడైతే నెక్స్ట్ ఎలక్షన్స్ వస్తాయో ఒక 6 months ముందే వాళ్ళ స్టేట్ లెజిస్లేషన్ రిజర్వ్ చేసేసి ఆ రిమైనింగ్ 10 రాష్ట్రాలను కూడా ఆక్యుపై చేసేసి మిగిలిన అంటే లాస్ట్ 1 నేషన్ 1 ఎలక్షన్ అనేది నిజంగా ఇంప్లిమెంట్ అయితే లాస్ట్కి 1 నేషన్ 1 పార్టీ అవుతుందనేసి అపోజిషన్ లీడర్స్ చెప్పడం జరిగింది. థ్యాంక్ యూ.
Next contestant number 67. I request 68 to be ready.
Hello everyone, a warm and pleasant good afternoon to everyone who were present here. My chess number is 67. Now I am standing here to tell about One Nation, One Election. One Nation, One Election is aimed to organize, conduct the election at once in our country. The first simultaneous elections were conducted in 1952. It was practiced 18 consecutive years from 1952 to 1960. Due to the dissolution of some assemblies in 1968 and 1969, the cycle of simultaneous elections was disturbed in India. In 2016, Narendra Modi was supported and recommended it again. It was supported by the Pranab Mukherjee and Ramnath Kovind. In past 12 years, these elections were conducted in different times and different places. Now it is conducted at one place at same time. The main aim of One Nation and One Election is to conduct the elections at the same time. Lok Sabha elections at the State Assembly elections at the same time. These elections were conducted once in 5 years in a once. So friends, never feel voting is a burden. It's our responsibility to choose a better person to make our country the best. So please take voting is our responsibility. Thank you for giving this wonderful opportunity. Thank you, one and all.
Contestant number 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73. I request contestant number 74 to be ready.
Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed guests and citizens of our great nation, today my chess number is 73. Today I stand to talk about the One Nation and One Election. What is One Nation and One Election? It embodies this idea embodies the spirit of unity and efficiency and progress of our nation. And this idea and embodies, I firmly believe that this idea can take our nation to the high level. And then, what is One Nation and One Election? In One Nation, One Election is it's a simultaneous. One Nation and One Election it means by holding simultaneous elections from the Lok Sabha and state legislative instead of putting multiple elections or separate elections. And then in this one nation and one election is also it's not a new process. It already in fact this idea will be already performed until 1967. Now due to various disruptions this idea has been evolved. Now it's time to revive the practice of one nation and one election. It has some benefits by reducing the financial burden. By conducting multiple elections, we have to have to conduct simultaneous election. We have to reduce the financial burden. We have to increase to reduce financial burden, we have to reduce the economical growth, and we have to increase educational purposes. And then second one is improved governance. By holding simultaneous elections, we have to improve our governance government focus on the development of our nation, and then reduce political polarization, and then increase voter output. These are the benefits of one nation and one election. And then finally, what are the conclusion? We have to conducting one nation and one election in simultaneously without conducting multiply. We have to save the money and burden and time and increase the thank you.
Contestant number 74, 75, 76. If any of the contestants from 68 to 72 are there, please report. If your friends are there, please inform them.
One word, one voice, one united stand. One word, one voice, one united stand. A stronger Bharat lets the progress flow towards Vikasit Bharat. Let's rise and grow. I am representing Sri Satyasai district. I am holding chest number 76. Let's imagine where the entire nation leaders focuses mainly on progress, where the entire nation moves on one direction towards the development. It is nothing but one election promises. What went wrong is the path for the decades. India has been countless elections. Lok Sabha, Assembly, Municipal, Panchayat. Every year, some part of India is having voting. For that, model code of conduct restrictions and also the economy slows down. Where the leaders are focusing mainly on the next elections rather than the development of people. But what about the result? Development is an alter of the politics. Now, let's imagine one synchronized election, one clear mandate, and 5 years uninterrupted governance. It is not just about efficiency, it is about shaping our Bharat, shaping the future of Bharat. It is nothing but our Vikasit Bharat. Now, what happens? The future. Let's focus on the future. The future of Bharat is Vikasit Bharat, where the elections, synchronized elections can be better for the future development. And also, it is not about just a political change. It is a step towards the Vikasit Bharat. And also, it is a step towards the Vikasit Bharat. Recently, the Niti Aayog states that where the national parties thinks at regional level, where the regional parties thinks at national level. So like this, everything it is synchronized for the elections. So let's ready for the great future ahead. Thank you for giving this opportunity.
Contestant number 77. I request 78 to be ready.
A very good afternoon to all the dignitaries and my co-participants. Today I would like to share my thoughts about One Nation, One Election, a pathway to the Viksit Bharat. So, in India, elections are held multiple times for Lok Sabha, state assemblies, and the local bodies. So, One Nation, One Election, it is the main theme for minimizing the economical cost and effort and to save the time. So now let's take an example. Imagine if students are held exams every month instead of once or twice a year, they will spend all their time to prepare for the exams instead of learning new things. So the same thing happens in the elections also because of multiple elections. So because of the multiple elections, all the parties and all the representatives of all the representatives, they will be busy with campaigns and the meetings, which slow down the development of the society and development of the government. So by conducting the elections at a single time, we can reduce this and there is one disadvantages of one nation, one election because if elections are conducted only once, all these 5 years, no leader is going to enter the public and no leader is going to do campaigns. And because of that, people will lose the right to question. Or no common people can question their leaders about the development. So this is the major disadvantages of One Nation, One Election. And one more thing I want to say, many states, India is a country with university and diversity because each state has its own culture, its own language, its own tradition, and it even has its own problems. So each state has different problems because of thank you so much.
Contestant number 78. I request contestant number 79 to be ready.
Good afternoon to our dignitaries and my fellow participants. First, let's understand the reason for our gathering here today. One nation and one election. In present days in our country, the elections are conducted in different levels like Lok Sabha, in state assemblies and local bodies. Because by conducting these multiple elections, the country is facing a financial problem and also development problems. By avoiding these multiple elections and by conducting one election, we can we can utilize the time and money in a proper way so that we can develop. The main reason for the One Nation and One Election is to pave the way to Viksit Bharat. What is meant by Viksit Bharat? The developed and prosperous country. By this consuming the time and money in a correct way, we can make a developed country. And also the role of the youth. So our political leaders are encouraging the youth to participate in these programs because India is having the largest, more than 40% of the population is youth. So when the youth are participated in these programs, we can achieve anything. So all are saying that if we conduct a single election, we have to face many problems. Why we are facing problems? Because there is no proper administration. By
because we are the citizens of the country, if we participate in these elections and we work as volunteers and we help the government, then we can achieve anything. So that we can make a Vikasit Bharat. Not only the responsibility of the leaders is to make the Vikasit Bharat, it is our nation and our responsibility to make the Vikasit Bharat. So by participating the youth in these programs, we can make a prosperous and developed country. And also the One Nation One Election makes the greater changes in the upcoming days. So we hope and I believe that if the youth of our country takes place in the one election and one nation, so that the government can provide the financial and developmental support for the citizens, then why cannot we can make a Viksit Bharat? So I conclude that the role of the youth is the main thing in this One Nation and One election. So that if the youth takes the participate and they take the responsibility, and if they make the proper contributions to our country, why cannot? We have 257 million population in our total Indian population. So that if the youth takes the certain contributions, we can achieve anything. Thank you.
Contestant number 79, 80. I repeat, contestant number 68 to 72 and 75. If you are there, please report.
అంతరిక్షం సాక్షిగా చంద్రయాన్ ద్వారా చంద్రుడిని అధిరోహించి దేశ రక్షణ కోసం నా యొక్క జవాన్లు దేశ రక్షణ కోసం మా కోసం ప్రాణాలు త్యాగం చేస్తున్న నా జవాన్లను గుర్తు చేస్తూ నా యొక్క ప్రసంగాన్ని మొదలు పెడుతున్నాను. ఇక్కడికి వచ్చిన పెద్దలందరికీ నా నమస్కారాలు. ఈరోజు నా ముఖ్య టాపిక్ ఏంటంటే ఒక దేశం ఒక ఎన్నిక అనేది మన భారత అభివృద్ధిలో ఎలా తోడ్పడుతుంది. ఒక దేశం ఒక ఎన్నిక అనే ఒక కాన్సెప్ట్ మన భారత అభివృద్ధికి ఒక ఖడ్గంలా తయారైంది. భారత ఎలక్షన్ కమిషన్ ఒక ఎన్నిక జరపడానికి సుమారుగా 1.2 లక్షల కోట్లు ఖర్చు చేస్తుంది. ఒకవేళ ఒక దేశం ఒక ఎన్నిక అమలు అయితే సుమారుగా దీనిలో 40% నుంచి 50% వరకు, అనగా 60,000 కోట్ల వరకు ఆదా చేయవచ్చు. ఈ ఆదా చేసిన ఈ కరెన్సీని మనం వేరే డిపార్ట్మెంట్స్లో వేరే ఫీల్డ్స్లో యూజ్ చేయడం వల్ల సపోజ్ మన దేశం సిరి సంపదలకు నిలువగా మనం చెప్పుకుంటాం. బ్రిటిష్ వాళ్ళు ఎంతో దోచుకుపోయినా సరే దోచుకుపోని మన తల్లి తన గర్భంలో ఎంతో సిరి సంపదను దాచిపెట్టింది. ఈ సంపదను తీయడానికి ఈ మనీని వాడి ఈ సంపదను తీసిన తర్వాత ఈ సంపదతో మన దేశ అభివృద్ధి తోడ్పడేలా చేయొచ్చు. ఇంకొకటి టూరిజం. సముద్ర గర్భంలో దాగి ఉన్న ద్వారకను ప్రపంచ యాత్రికులకు ఆకర్షించేలా చేసి దాన్ని ఇంకా డెవలప్ చేసి మనకున్న ఈ కరెన్సీ ద్వారా దానికి ఇంకా డెవలప్ చేసి ప్రపంచ యాత్రికులను ఆకర్షించుకోవచ్చు. ఇలా కూడా ఈ మనీని మనం యూజ్ చేసుకోవచ్చు. ఇన్ని బెనిఫిట్స్ ఉన్న ఈ మనీ ద్వారా ఇలా సద్వినియోగం చేయకపోవడంతో అది కూడా మన దేశంలోని మన కొరకు పనిచేసే ఒక వ్యక్తికి ఎన్నిక పెట్టడానికి అనవసరంగా ఉపయోగిస్తున్నాం. వివేకానంద స్వామి ఒక మాట చెప్తాడు, మన దేశాభివృద్ధికి పనికిరాని శరీరం డబ్బు ఎంత పెరిగినా అది వ్యర్థమే అంటాడు. ఇంతవరకు మనం చదివే పుస్తకాల్లో సిలబస్ మారుతుంది, కానీ ఒక వాక్యం మాత్రం అసలు మారడం లేదు. అదేంటంటే భారతదేశం అభివృద్ధి చెందుతూనే ఉంది అనే వాక్యం మాత్రం అలానే ఉంటుంది. కానీ ఈ వికసిత్ భారత్ 2047 ద్వారా నెక్స్ట్ వచ్చే పుస్తకాల్లో భారతదేశం అభివృద్ధి చెందిన దేశంగా ప్రింట్ అవ్వాలని నేను ఆశిస్తున్నాను. థ్యాంక్ యూ.
Next participant, 81, 82, 83. I request the audience to keep their mobiles in silent mode.
Namaskaram. This is Namaskaram. Let's have insights into one nation, one election. One nation, one election. Namaskaram. Good afternoon, everyone. And respected dignitaries, my topic is One Nation, One Election. Paving for Viksit Bharat 2047. One Nation, One Election is a proposal by the Government of India. One Nation, One Election. One Nation, One Election is a proposal under the Government of India, which is for a period of specific time period of election. Time period of election. If we look back into the history, One Nation, One Election has started from 1951 to 67. 51 to 67, which is simultaneous election for both Lok Sabha and state assemblies. And later on became disturbed due to some economic disruptions. One Nation, One Election has got disrupted due to some disturbance because of for example, in serious scenario, recently we have got elections in Andhra Pradesh. Regarding that, APPSC has conducted a group 1 exam. After a year, students are facing lot of issues due to this, and poor people are also facing a lot of issues because government cannot implement schemes during elections because of mode of funding. So government need to overcome these challenges and need to take some measures regarding this. So now we come across some advantages of One Nation, One Election. Simultaneous elections can ensure for voters and convenience of voters, and simultaneous election, because of simultaneous elections, increase in asset creation, capital investment and so on. Regarding disadvantages of One Nation, One Election, violation of anti-defection law and violation of Article 83 and 172 and violation of federal structure. Thank you for giving me this opportunity.
Contestant number 85, 86, 85. 86, be ready.
Good afternoon, everyone. My chess number is 85. Today our topic is One Nation, One Election. First of all, what do you mean by One Nation, One Election? It is also called Jamirian election. This election refers to the proposal in all the elections in India, including Lok Sabha, local bodies. This all election, including to be held in one specific period of time. It refers to the voters can be casting ballots for local and national representative for some same day. This election eliminating for special need for separate legal actions. Some important points of Viksit Bharat in One Nation, One Election. All these points are essential step to reach our target in 2047, that is Viksit Bharat. These points are, number 1 is promoting efficient governance. This promoting efficient governance main aim is to reducing cost. This elections reducing cost to convert the amount of election to all some different departments
there are to be developed many departments. This automatically reduce the cost. Our utilize optimizing our resources. Number 2, participating voter participating. This our country is a democratic country, so 100% voter participate is not possible. Like 2019 election, only 80% or 70% elections voters are participating that elections. So in these Jamaican elections are to be conducting 100% voter participation in the election. Number 3, to promoting policy continuity. When the government is changed, automatically social welfare or schemes are not possible to yet continue. These long-term and short-term social schemes are not to be possible. So some of the disadvantages are also there. Number 1 is logistical challenges, constitutional federalism issues, and number 3 is impact of regional parties. Last one is security concerns. In my conclusion, my point is to be aware in a Jamaican election. Thank you this golden opportunity.
Next contestant 86, 87, I repeat, 87, 88, 89, please be ready.
Good afternoon to one and all present here, respected dignitaries and my fellow participants. This is chess number 86 and today I am here to talk on One Nation, One Election, paving the way for Viksit Bharat. What is One Nation, One Election? One Nation, One Election means conducting simultaneous polls for Lok Sabha and all the state legislative assemblies, which means all the 28 states and 8 union territories all over India will have the same election day for all the levels of government in a term of 5 years. This is not something new for India. It has already been practiced from 1951 to 1967 in India. It is now time for us to go back to square one and once again prove that India's strength is unity in diversity. India, being the world's largest democratic country, has spent over 600 billion rupees on 2019 general elections, making it the world's most expensive one at that time. Former President Ramnath Kovind has led a 9-member committee on simultaneous elections, and he also studied how countries like Spain, Germany, South Africa are conducting simultaneous elections, and he also called it a game changer. Economists say that it would boost India's GDP by 1.5%. I strongly believe one nation and one election is the best way that India can opt for achieving its goal of $30 trillion economy by 2047 from its current economy of $3.7 trillion. And I also believe one nation, one election is the best way, and it is the best way for India for making it the Vishwa Guru, the global leader, and also in making India the Viksit Bharat by 2047. Ek Bharat, Shrestha Bharat. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Contestant number 87.
Good afternoon to one and all. Today I would like to share my thoughts about One Nation, One Election, paving the way for Viksit Bharat. The main concept of One Nation, One Election, spearheaded by the central government under the Prime Minister Narendra Modi, seeks to address these challenges. And with the introduction of 129th Constitutional Amendment Bill and this vision moves close to becoming a reality. First of all, we are understanding one nation, one election, where the elections to the Lok Sabha and state legislative assemblies and local bodies are conducted elections simultaneously, and the main key objectives of one nation, one election: reduce cost. Conducting the elections simultaneously will drastically cut expenses on securities, logistics, and also manpower, and enhance government. Through the one nation, one election, we can definitely enhance our government properly. And next one is improve voters. Simultaneous elections can address voter fatigue and enhance participations, and as the citizens will have fewer instances of election overload. And the Modi government envisions one nation, one election as a transformative reform to streamline governance and reduce physical pressure and seamless democratic process. And and the main potential benefit of one nation, one election: economic effectiveness, efficiency, and enhance government, and strengthen the democratic process, and unified national vision, and finally efficient resource deployment. These are main potential benefit of one nation, one election. Thank you for giving this golden opportunity.
Contestant number 88. I request 89, 90 to be ready.
Andariki Namaskaram. I am chess number 88. Today I am here to share my thoughts and views about one nation, one election. People should not be afraid of their government. Government should be afraid of people. This scenario we mostly observe at the time of elections. Elections are the most important criteria and most important mechanism where people choose their representatives at regular intervals. Since independence, over 400 elections are conducted across the country by the Election Commission of India. The Government of India constituted a committee by the guidelines of former President of India, Sri Ramnath Kovind ji, to explore the possibilities of one nation and one election. The concept of one nation, one election is to conduct the elections within a limited time span with synchronizing the local bodies and Lok Sabha elections. Simultaneous elections are common in India. These elections are conducted in 1952, 57, 62 and 67. Due to some reasons, these elections are got disrupted. There are many advantages and disadvantages of one nation and one elections. The advantages are election cost will be reduced and promote the policy making and enhance the governance. And major disadvantage of one nation and one election is local issues and regional issues are overshadowed by the national issues. I conclude my speech by saying the quote by Malala Madam: "With the guns you can kill the terrorists, but with education you can kill the concept of terrorism. By educating the youth and creating awareness across the country, we can achieve Viksit Bharat at the rate of 2047. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. Andariki ధన్యవాదాలు.
Contestant number 89, 90, 91 and 92, please be ready.
Good afternoon to the dignitaries and everyone present over here. Myself, L. Bandavi, pursuing undergraduation in St. Joseph's Degree College, Kurnool, Andhra Pradesh. Today I am really excited to share my knowledge regarding one nation, one election. Before getting into the topic, let us know how Viksit Bharat is related to one nation, one election. Viksit Bharat translates to developed nation. It's essentially a vision and a plan to transform India by 2047 will be the 100th anniversary of India's independence, where country has made significant progress in various fields such as
economy, education, infrastructure, and healthcare. It's essentially about building a better future for India and its people. This is built mainly upon four key pillars: poor, women, youth, and farmers. The concept of Vikasit Bharat is closely related to the idea of one nation, one election. One nation, one election proposes holding Lok Sabha and state assembly elections in the same year once every 5 years. If implemented, India would have fixed election year where every election takes simultaneously. The concept of one nation, one election is proposed in the year 1952 to 51 and 1957, 1962 and 1967. However, this cycle was disrupted after 1967 when some state governments dismissed and Lok Sabha was dissolved in the year 1971 before completing its terms. Since then, the elections were held separately. The reviving of one nation, one election was first formally proposed in the year 1999 by the Law Commission of India. This gained significant momentum under the President Shri Narendra Modi ji, who promoted it significantly from 2016 onwards. In 2023, government formed a high committee level led by former President Shri Ramnath Kovind ji to examine its feasibility. We have many advantages like we can use efficient resources and the main thing is to reduce negative voters. And I would like to conclude my talk with a quote: one nation, one election is not just a matter of debate, but it's a necessity for India to enhance stability, reduce election expenses, and ensure governance efficiency. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Next contestant number 91, 92. I request 93 and 94 to be ready. Namaste to everyone. For a country like India, which is striving towards Atmanirbhar Bharat and Viksit Bharat, a robust and stable government is necessary. This foundation for robust and stable government is seen in fair and efficient election system. This arises to the concept of one nation, one election. Now let us discuss about the advantages of one nation, one election. I would like to state them in three letters P, I and C, aside from advantages like time and cost. P stands for political stability and policy coordination. When elections are conducted simultaneously, there will be more synchronized coordination between state and center so that we can extract the true potential of the policies and look for further development. This also leads to long-term development issues, considering like many things that are being at stakehold. So I'd like to say that when elections are held at multiple times, there will be more introduction of short-term policies, which does not account for the vision of the Viksit Bharat. And the L stands for long-term development issues. These can be solved with political stability, policy coordination, and a look towards further vision. And C is committee's report. A high-level committee headed by our former President Ramnath Kovind garu states that one nation, one election has the potential to increase our country's GDP to about 1.5%, which accounts for about 1/3 of education and half of health budgets, which accounts to economic progress of India, which is also a vision of Viksit Bharat. And I would like to state about the challenges. Challenges like consensus from the political parties, logistical issues, and many others. I think when we have formed a constitution that is successful back in those days, it will not be a hard task to overcome these challenges. But further, we have got the backing of experienced intellectuals, educated youth, and also we have the advanced technologies like AI and algorithms. We can leverage the potential of these things and overcome the challenges. I would like to suggest that we can adopt a system of UK, where elections for state and national assemblies will be held 5 years once and local elections will be held 2.5 years once. With this, we can say that there will not be regional and national challenges and issues will not be overshadowed with one another. I would like to think that if everyone, all the stakeholders put their potential for nation first rather than their interests, we can achieve the vision of Viksit Bharat and 5 trillion economy. Thank you.
Contestant number 93, 94. I request 95 and 96 to be ready.
Good afternoon, respected dignitaries and my fellow friends. Good afternoon to everyone. Today topic, One Nation, One Election. The paving way to the Viksit Bharat. One Nation, One Election. It aims to hold the simultaneous elections for the Lok Sabha and state assemblies and local bodies. Simultaneous elections will take place for the Lok Sabha and state assemblies, municipalities and panchayats. This initiative aims to reduce the financial burden and logistical challenges. It can increase the vote percentage as only one time people need to vote. One nation, one election promises the elections process easier and simpler and more efficient for every citizen. After independence, the simultaneous elections were held for the Lok Sabha and state assemblies. This was true. The elections of 1952, 1957, 1962 and 1967. However, it was discontinued because of some state assemblies argument. The idea of holding simultaneous elections was reintroduced by Prime Minister Sri Narendra Modi sir in 2016. The simultaneous elections norm until 1967. At least 5 constitutions recommendations required to make simultaneous elections. So, besides there are also some pros and cons in one nation, one election concept. Let me list out the first pros. The first pro, it would save a lot of money. Suppose in 2019, general elections cost around 60,000. At the same year, 7 states elections were also held. Some in April, some in October and some in November. So we clubbed all of them together, it would save a lot of money. And the second pro, moreover turnout. Suppose you are in Delhi and your vote is in Mumbai, but you may not be able to fly down for every election. So elections are held at once. It could there are a lot of chances that you get. So there are also some cons in one nation, one election. For example, simultaneous elections requires more voting missions, and collect data from all states without facing delimitation problems. So central government should consider need to pay more attention to every nations and local issues. So we need to educate every person about one nation, one election, and encourage everyone to participate in voter process. So more people, included educated people, does not know what one nation, one election is. So we need to spread awareness about it extensively. Thank you. Thank you for wonderful opportunity.
I repeat, number 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 75, 79, 81, 82, 84, 89, 91, 93. If you are there, please report. And if there are any friends of yours having those numbers, please inform them. Next, number 95.
Isn't it surprising to conduct a single election for a diverse population of 146 crores, among whom 96.88 crores are voters? Hello everyone, my chess number is 95. Today I am here before you to present the ideology of one nation, one election, and also how the government strives to mitigate the problems arising from it. And as we all know from our history, that the concept of simultaneous election has been collapsed due to many reasons, like premature dissolutions, imposing of president's rule, and also regionalism. Starting from premature dissolutions, the government tries to restrict it by amending the Article 174 and also by imposing the midterm elections. Here it raises a question. Is the midterm election worth into numerous elections or numerous election costs? It is. And it is also leads to become a major cause for voters' fatigue. And coming to the second one, which is imposition of president's rule, it is also being restricted. As per the landmark judgment made by Supreme Court in the case of SK Bombay versus Union of India in 1994, as it opposes the imposition of elections, presidential rules due to arbitrarily or with also political gain, which may also lead to dissolution of power. And finally coming to game-changing factor, which is regionalism, which can ultimately end the simultaneous elections, which suppresses the voice of people, which also suppresses the state's autonomy. And this arises due to many movements like Dravidian movement, regional movement, and also tribal and linguistic movements. This also leads to formation of many states like Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Bihar, Orissa, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, and many more. And finally, beyond these negatives and positives, our report submitted by Corbyn's committee still reveals that 81% of recorded responses still support one nation, one election due to its positives like deployment of human capital in development, consistency of governance, and also cost effectiveness, and many more. And finally, beyond these negatives, positives, arguments, disagreements, to implement this one nation, one election, we need to amend many articles, especially the federal structure, which is a part of basic structure, which should not be amended, is need to be amended. So it's a bigger challenge before us to amend and to implement. Thank you, Jai Hind.
Next, contestant 96.
भारतीयों का मेरा नमस्कार। इस सभा में उपस्थित गणमान्य व्यक्तियों, छात्राओं और छात्रा के मेरा हृदय से नमस्कार। हमारे एक महान भारत देश में जन्म लिया है। हम भारत माता के प्यारे बच्चे हैं। हमारी इस पवित्र भूमि में कई पुण्य नदियाँ, पुण्य स्थल फैली हुई है। ఎంతో గొప్ప సంస్కృతి సాంప్రదాయం కలిగిన దేశం భారతదేశం. ఇంత గొప్ప భారతదేశాన్ని 2040 నాటికి పూర్తిగా అభివృద్ధి చెందిన దేశముగా మార్చాలనేది ప్రభుత్వం యొక్క దార్శనికత. వికసిత్ భారత్ యూత్ పార్లమెంట్లో ఒక భాగమే ఒక దేశం ఒకే ఎన్నిక. ఒక దేశం ఒక ఎన్నిక అనగా లోక్సభ మరియు రాజ్యసభలకు ఒకేసారి ఎన్నికలను నిర్వహించడం. భారతదేశంలో స్వాతంత్రం వచ్చిన తర్వాత 1951 నుంచి 67 వరకు ఒక దేశం ఒకే ఎన్నిక అనే పతాకం అమలులోకి ఉంది. ఒకే దేశం ఒకే పతాకం అమలులోకి రావడం వలన ఎన్నో ప్రయోజనాలు ఉన్నాయి. మొదటిది, అనేక సార్లు ఎన్నికలను నిర్వహించడం ద్వారా ప్రభుత్వం ఖర్చు పెరుగుతుంది. ఒకేసారి ఎన్నికలను నిర్వహిస్తే ప్రభుత్వం ఖర్చు తగ్గి మిగతా డబ్బులను మన దేశ అభివృద్ధి పథకాలలో ఉపయోగించుకోవచ్చు. రెండవది, ప్రభుత్వం యొక్క పరిపాలన మరియు అభివృద్ధి పథకాలలో విఘ్నం కలుగుతుంది. ఒకేసారి ఎన్నికలు నిర్వహించడం ద్వారా ప్రభుత్వాలు ఒక నియామకమైన పథకాన్ని ఏర్పరచుకొని మన దేశం అభివృద్ధి దిశగా చెందుతుంది. భారతదేశంలో వివిధ రకాల కులమత వర్గాల ప్రజలు నివసిస్తున్నారు. అయినప్పటికీ భారతీయులు వేరే ఇతర దేశాల పర్యటనకు వెళ్ళినప్పుడు అక్కడ మీరు ఎవరు, ఏ దేశం నుంచి వచ్చారు అని అడిగితే మేము ఈ మతం నుంచి వచ్చాము, మేము ఈ ప్రాంతం నుంచి వచ్చారు అని సమాధానం ఇస్తారా? లేదు, మేము భారతీయులం, భారతదేశం నుంచి వచ్చాము అని ఎంతో గర్వంగా గొప్పగా సమాధానం ఇస్తారు. భారతదేశంలో ఎన్నో కులమత వర్గాలు ప్రజలు నివసిస్తున్నప్పటికీ అందరం భారతీయులం. అందరి దేశం ఒక దేశం, భారతదేశం. భారతదేశం యొక్క సంస్కృతి గొప్పతనం గురించి ఒక ఉదాహరణ చెప్పాలనుకుంటున్నాను. చికాగో నగరంలో ఒక సమావేశంలో స్వామి వివేకానంద గారు పాల్గొన్నారు. ఆ సమావేశానికి వేరే ఇతర దేశాల్లో ఎంతో గొప్ప గొప్ప నాయకులు హాజరయ్యారు. అందరూ తమ దేశం గురించి తాము ఎంతో గొప్పగా ఉపన్యసించారు. స్వామి వివేకానంద గారు తమ ఉపన్యాసాన్ని నా సోదరీమణులారా అనే మాటలతో ప్రారంభించారు. ఆ మాటలను విన్న వెంటనే సభలోని వారందరూ తమ చప్పట్ల ధ్వనితో మారుమోగించారు. ఇంత గొప్ప సమానత్వం సాంప్రదాయం కలిగిన దేశం భారతదేశం. ముగింపు: లేవండి, మేల్కొనండి, లక్ష్యం సాధించే వరకు ముందుకు సాగండి అని మన స్వామి వివేకానంద గారు చెప్పండి. యువత మేల్కోవాలి. యువత యొక్క ఆలోచన మేల్కొన్నప్పుడే మన దేశం 2040 నాటికి అభివృద్ధి చెందిన దేశంగా మారుతుందని భావిస్తున్నాను. దేవుడు మనకు అనేక రూపాలలో దర్శనమిస్తున్నారు. హిందువులకైతే రాముడు, కృష్ణుడు అని, ముస్లింలకైతే ఇస్లాంలని. అలాగే భారతదేశంలో 28 రాష్ట్రాలు కలవు. అయినప్పటికీ దేశం ఒకటే, భారతదేశం. ధన్యవాదాలు.
The pending participants 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 75, 79, 81, 82, 84, 89, 91, 93. With this, we have winded up with the participants. Let's take a 5-minute break and let's back with our proceedings. I request the participants to take a 5-minute break and please gather back in the seminar hall for further proceedings. Thank you. I request the participants to hear a kind note that 10 participants from each hall has been selected for repetition of the participation. So the selected participants will be announced. So those participants.
नमस्कार. लोकतंत्र का महा उत्सव है चुनाव.
राष्ट्र की नई दिशा और दशा तय करता है चुनाव। हर मत का अपना भाव है, क्योंकि सियासत का तख्ता पलट करता है चुनाव। क्यों ना मजबूत शासन के लिए लाया जाए एक बदलाव। जब अखंड है भारत तो क्यों ना हो एक राष्ट्र एक चुनाव। यहाँ पर उपस्थित गौरवनीय महाजनों को मेरा हृदयपूर्वक प्रणाम। मेरा चेस्ट नंबर 1 है। आज का हमारा विषय है एक राष्ट्र एक चुनाव। किस तरह एक राष्ट्र एक चुनाव विकसित भारत के ओर मार्ग प्रशस्त करता है। दोस्तों, कुछ साल पहले हमारे प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने एक सपना देखा था कि 2047 तक भारत देश को विकसित बनाना, और हम इस सपने को पूरा कर सकते हैं अगर हम देश में बार बार होने वाले चुनाव को रोक सके और उसकी वजह से बर्बाद होने वाले समय, पैसा और उनकी वजह से आर्थिक स्थिति में जो बाधाएं आती है, अगर उन्हें एक मजबूत संकल्प के साथ रोक सके, जो है एक राष्ट्र एक चुनाव। दोस्तों, क्या आपको पता है देश में बार बार चुनाव होने की वजह से जैसे विकास में जंग लग जाता है, पॉलिसी पैरालिसिस हो जाती है, एक महत्वपूर्ण पॉलिसी सिर्फ कागज पर दबकर रह जाते हैं। दोस्तों, मैं बताना चाहती हूँ कि एक राष्ट्र एक चुनाव क्यों महत्वपूर्ण है। 2009 लोकसभा चुनाव में 1700 करोड़ रकम खर्च हुआ था, उसके बाद 4000 करोड़, उसके बाद 50 पर 5000 करोड़ और उसके बाद 1,30,000 पर 5000 करोड़। तो आप जान ही सकते हैं कि कितना सारा पैसा खर्च हो रहा है, और ये सिर्फ लोकसभा के चुनाव के बारे में है। विधानसभा के चुनाव की रकम इससे भी कहीं ज्यादा बड़ी होगी। तो हमें हर साल चुनाव करना बंद करना होगा, सिर्फ 5 साल में एक बार चुनाव करना होगा, और बाकी 4 सालों में जो हम समय और पैसा बचा रहे हैं उन्हें फाइनेंशियल रिफॉर्म्स, इकोनॉमिक रिफॉर्म्स, कल्चरल टूरिज्म रिफॉर्म्स, हेरिटेज रिफॉर्म्स, मेडिकल रिफॉर्म्स और टेक्नोलॉजिकल रिफॉर्म्स में अगर उपयोग करें तो हमारा देश दोस्तों बेशक विकास के पथ पर चलेगा। उदाहरण के लिए जैसे हमारे गौरवनीय मोदी जी ने कुछ साल पहले डिमोनेटाइजेशन किया था, ये भी बहुत असंभव कार्य था, पर फिर भी आज हम गर्व के साथ कह सकते हैं कि हमने इसे सफल किया। इसी तरह एक राष्ट्र एक चुनाव को संभव करना भी बहुत मुश्किल है, पर नामुमकिन नहीं है। इसको भी हम सफल कर सकते हैं अगर सारे राष्ट्र एकजुट होकर इस अमृत काल के 25 साल में अगर हम सब एकजुट होकर इसे कामयाब कर सके तो एक राष्ट्र एक चुनाव और विकसित भारत दोनों को कामयाब कर सकते हैं। जमीन से जुड़े हैं लेकिन हौसले हैं बुलंद। भारत की मिट्टी का हर कण कहता है जो देश के लिए मर मिटे वही सच्चा भारतीय कहलाता है। जय हिंद।
No
One
paper.
nation.
No paper, no paper. No paper.
One nation, one election. Let me ask you, when was the last time we were not in election mode? Recently we had Delhi and now we are already ready for Bihar. Campaigns, political parties, political rallies, these are everyday sights for every Indian. Now, here's the question. Should the police forces be busy in securing elections or maintaining law and order? Or should the leaders be more focused on campaigning or governing? Focus shifts from running the country to winning elections. Because let's be honest, with every election, there comes a model code of conduct which leads to policy paralysis. What if we change that? What if we say we can have elections simultaneously? This is the agenda behind the idea, one nation, one election. Election being the most integral part of any democracy, it is important for us to understand how these are held. So should the current system stay? We need to look at the pros and cons. Pros, number one, higher number of voters. Let's assume a very practical example. I am from West Bengal, but I am working in Andhra Pradesh. I cannot go to West Bengal every election, but if elections are likely to happen once, then I have more chances to go there and vote. Number two, more governance, which means we don't campaign again and again. We do it once in 5 years and that's it. The rest of the time we work. Number three, the most important argument, economic impact. 2019 considered to be the most
expensive election. 2024, on an average, the Lok Sabha candidates have spent, on an average, each Lok Sabha candidate has spent rupees 57 lakhs. And here I'm talking about average. This initiation helps to address this problem of frequent expenditure for the same cause. However, let's not forget the red flags. India is a country of 6 national parties, 58 state parties, and 2,763 unrecognized parties. What about them? 2015 IDFC Institute report says that a party winning in national elections has 77% chances of winning the state elections too. What happens to the political diversity? Is this not a threat? Voter awareness. Let's be honest, most of the voters are not even aware of all the candidates. Why? Because we lack a transparent debate system. What happens if there is legal confusion? What if the parliament, what if the assembly, they dissolve prematurely? Will there be president's rule or will there be re-election? Well, we need some clarity on this. Well, one nation, one election is definitely a way to Viksit Bharat because it promises governance, good governance, it promises reducing costs. But let's not overlook the problems. Only if the problems are tackled, only if the problems are solved, then can we go forward with this idea. So what does India need? We need a structured plan. We need meticulous planning. We need clear safeguards and most important, a democratic agreement. So let India choose. Until then, the debate continues. Thank you.
Next contestant, chess number 18.
Subha.
A very good evening to all. I'm chess number 18. Firstly, I would like to very thankful for giving this opportunity in the way of Viksit Bharat, one nation, one election. As the Narendra Modi ji to speak about the one nation, one election, it's not the new thing which was discussed in the past with the time period of 1960s and 1970s period. It's not only the new thing and it was a revolutionary thing which makes the India as a visionary as the Viksit Bharat at the grade 2047. And the next thing I would like to say that how we can make the realistic movement in the present situation, implementation of the real Viksit Bharat by using one nation and one election. I would like to say by using the technological movements we can achieve the one nation, one election. The first thing is we should have to use the blockchain technology to achieve the progress to reduce the fake identities proofs by using the votage. And second thing is EVMs and VPATs are the place of crucial roles in the nation one of the part of voting system. And the third thing is in any state there will be a fake voters and while representing in one nation one election system there will be whole country and the whole country will be the election. So that by using the blockchain technology and these technologies we can eradicate the wrong votes and which will be happen in the system. And the next thing is by using one nation one election system we can eradicate the black money in this generation because by during the election so much of black money will be distributed among the states. Because of one nation one election we can eradicate the main thing. And the next thing is by conducting the one nation one election according to the 2024 analysis there will be 60 crores of huge amount we are wasting on the elections. To waste the amount we can investment on the future mindsets and innovation and the implementation of rural and urban areas and we can improvements the farmers and the leaders also. We can invest on the great innovations also. And the next thing is I would like to conclude with a small thing. Everyone should have to use vote as a wisely. Nowadays you cannot thinking about the value of the vote because we have a total some fundamental rights. In that right to vote is the biggest powerful tool which can eradicate the wrong system in this situation. So use wisely the right to vote. And the next thing is you are the author of the human social society also. So please use the vote in the right manner to be a good nation and to create a well nation. Thank you to all for giving this opportunity. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.
Contestant number 19.
सम्मानित और आदरणीय और बड़े बुजुर्ग लोगों को और मेरे दोस्तों को मेरा नमस्कार। आज मैं एक देश एक चुनाव के मायने के बारे में बतलाने जा रहा हूँ। पहले तो इसका अर्थ देखेंगे। तो इसका अर्थ ये है कि भारत देश में, पूरे भारत देश में अलग अलग समय पर होने वाले चुनाव को, यानी लोकसभा और राज्यसभा के चुनाव को एक ही बार, एक ही समय और एक ही बार दोहराने का प्रस्ताव है। तो इसका मुख्य उद्देश्य देखते हैं। तो इसका पहला मुख्य उद्देश्य ये है तो खर्चों में कमी। तो बार बार चुनावी दोहराने की वजह से तो पैसों का खर्चा ज्यादा होता है। तो पैसों का खर्चा कम कर सकते हैं और प्रशासनिक बोझ को कम कर सकते हैं और इसी के साथ शासन व्यवधानों को रोक सकते हैं। शासन व्यवधानों का मानना यानी मतलब ये है कि इस पूरा भारत देश चलाने के लिए कई नियमों, कई प्रक्रियाओं और तरीकों का जरूरी है। अगरचे हम इस देश में एक देश एक चुनाव के प्रक्रिया को अमल करेंगे तो इन सब नियमों को, इन सब प्रक्रियाओं को, इन सब तरीकों को एक ही बार नियंत्रण करने का मौका मिलेगा। और जब भी हम इसके लाभों की तरफ देखते हैं तो इसका लाभों तो 5 साल में एक ही बार चुनाव को दोहराना और खर्चों को कम करना और सुरक्षा करने वाले और अधिकारियों, सरकारियों के ऊपर बोझ रहता है ना, वो बोझ को भी कम कर सकते हैं। और साल में कई बार चुनावी दोहराने की वजह से तो समय लंबा लगेगा। अगरचे हम इस समय को कम करेंगे और छोटा कर देंगे तो इस समय अधिकारियों और सरकारियों को अपने अपने कामों पर ध्यान रखने का मौका मिलेगा, है ना, और अपने अपने कामों पर काबू रहने का सबब होगा। और हमको सबको पता है कि भारत देश को अनेकता में एकता कहलाया जाता है, यानी यूनिटी इन डाइवर्सिटी। तो इस एक देश एक चुनाव अगरचे हम अमल करेंगे तो ये एकता बढ़ने का सबब होगा। और आखिर में मैं चाहता हूँ कि ये एक देश एक चुनाव प्रक्रिया को जरूर से अमल करने की कोशिश करेंगे तो हमारी भारत ये एक अनेकता में एकता होगी। धन्यवाद।
Next, chess number 34. Next, chess number 38. Be ready.
Mahatma Gandhi once said, the best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others. But how can our leaders truly serve us if they are constantly caught in an endless cycle of elections? Namaste everyone. Today I stand here not just as a speaker, but one among the young Indians, 1.4 billion dreamers who believe in a stronger and a more efficient democracy. And I ask you, can we afford to let elections happen every few months, halting governance, draining resources, and delaying development? The answer to this is very clear. India needs one nation, one election. Now let us look at the facts and numbers. The 2019 Lok Sabha elections alone costed around 10,000 crores, making it one of the most expensive elections in the world. Every year, at least 5 to 7 states go on elections. This means that our leaders are in constant campaign mode. And our model code of conduct is imposed for 100 to 150 days every 5 years. Over a decade, this means that almost an entire year of governance is lost. Rupees 60,000 crores. Yes, you heard me right. That is the amount spent by the estimated amount spent by the Lok Sabha and state elections by India during the year 2014 and 2019. That's the money that could have actually transformed India. Imagine instead of having repeated elections, we could have built 24 AIIMS-like hospitals or educated 2 crore children a year or even budget of the entire Himachal Pradesh could have been funded through this. Why do we need a single synchronized election? It ensures long-term policy making, it increases voter participation, it drastically reduces the expenses. It
It also reduces black money and corruption because cash during the vote schemes thrives during frequent elections. What is the way forward? Now, we could try synchronizing the Lok Sabha and state elections and test its feasibility. Consensus building. The political parties could come up with a method respecting cooperative federalism and still ensuring efficiency. We could strengthen our electoral commission by providing them with more resources, autonomy and manpower to ensure smoother execution. The time for change is now. Now we have to, my fellow Indians, we need to implement this. Let us reduce the expenses. Let us stop wasting our precious governance time. Let us unite and build an India where governance and democracy is strengthened, not disrupting the progress. One nation, one election is not just an idea. It is actually a necessity. Together, let's make it happen. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.
Next, 38.
Good evening to all of you. My chess number is 30. Respected dignitaries and my dear friends, today I stand before you to speak about a topic which has the power to redefine the future of India. The one nation, one election. It is an implementation by the Indian government from Sri Narendra Modi, PM of India. So this is the initiative from the government which is going to change, which is going to make the change in the government of India, initiated by the youth of India. So we are the youth, we have the power, we can change the world, we can change the history of our India. So as we see in our India, since the decades and decades, the elections were being held repeatedly, these elections has been held repeatedly in our India since the decades. Once the change has been made, but again the change has been refused. So the change was better for the people as well as for the Union India. So as we look at the numbers, in the 2024 elections, the Lok Sabha elections as per the reported NDTV or other officials, the Times of India, so the Indian expenditure from the BJP party, Bharatiya Janata Party has reported that the total expenditure was 1737.68 crores, which was the 37% more than that of the 2019 Lok Sabha elections, which was only 1272.68 crores. So as you can see the difference. So as the time is going to be changing, the money expenditure towards the election to one direction is going to be changing. As we see another party, we have Indian National Congress Party. So they have spent total expenditure of 584.7 crores in both the elections, parliamentary election as well as 4 state election. So, moreover, if we see the India has become the first country in the world which has more expenditure on the elections. That is 55,000 crores at once only in the 2024, in the 2019 elections of the Lok Sabha. They have spent this much of money, which crosses the United Nations presidential election, which was just $6 billion US. The India has crossed it. It is $8 billion US. This is not a joke. So think, some people are telling that by implementing this one nation, one election, so it is not possible to implement. But tell me one thing, the India become independent. The India got its independence in the 1947. Is it possible? Is it was possible that we have to make the India independent nation? That India become independent nation because India want. When you want something, so you can get. Thank you, sir. So thank you for giving me this opportunity to showcase our new one nation, one election. So this is the youth who can make it.
Next participant, 42.
Good evening to all the respected dignitaries and our dear classmates. So today, my perspective of feedback, I have several tangents in my head. As this my perspective of feedback on this concept of the one nation, one election. In other terms, the one state legislative assembly and Lok Sabha elections. So the state legislative and Lok Sabha elections, there are many such examples which can make this concept into reality. In the historical concept, continuing the independence at 1952, this election was started initially as this concept of local and state legislative elections simultaneously for each and every 5 years. But what happens in the 1968 means the pattern is just stagnant due to immature dissolutions of the state legislative elections. So here and then the pattern we are figuring out what the elections are, as since from the 1968 the staggered pattern till now we are having the same pattern of the elections. So in the nation and state elections we have the wide range of benefits. The significant benefits are cost effective, efficient, and it is also useful in many ways, such as in the constant elections will makes the people they are not like to participating. As 2024 Lok Sabha elections, they are 65% only participated in these elections. So many of them losing their interest on these elections because they are repeatedly for each and every 5 years the elections were conducted. So that's why by introducing this concept into reality, so up to we will boost 5 to 10% of the election people to engage with these elections. So another thing also that in the elections is usually for each and every 5 years, there are many funds where focusing on the campaigns and the government disruptions. As the 2019 Lok Sabha elections, there are 50,000